Big deal.
Do you have any hard feelings about Louisville, about the university, the city, the team?
No, not hard feelings. I mean, I think I never wanted to live in bitterness. You know, I think that chews you up. You know, I think there were some things that sort of transpired that, I wasn't happy with. And I'm sure, from Louisville official side of things, they weren't happy with some things. But, it's more learn from the experience, get better from the experience. And that's all I really worried about.
Was the fact that 3 different times they had a different name for a head coach that season, did that just sort of doom that year? Like you were out, then you were in, then it was, it was like, does that kind of doom the season when they're calling 2 different people coaching them out of the first month?
Well, I think the hardest part was, I might have been the only coach in the history of the NCAA that was suspended and wasn't allowed to be around his team. I think if you look at Bill Self or Jim Boeheim when they served their suspensions, Drew, whether they're 2 games or 5 games, none of those guys were banned from coming to practice or banned from talking to their assistant coaches. So I think it's one thing, to penalize the coach if you want to fine him,
the players,
great.
Yeah.
If you want to fine him, great. If you want to sit him for an X number of games, great. But for 3.5 weeks, basically, I couldn't have any contact with our team, and that was just the beginning of. I don't think there's any way you can truly be successful. It's hard to plan for things when you're out because you don't know
the contingencies,
what's going to happen game to game. Where are areas that we're struggling with, and so how they fix those problems while I'm gone may be different. And so it just that part, I think, probably if I had any hindsight and wanted to fix some things, I'd have fought a little bit harder to make sure, hey, let's serve this suspension, which I didn't necessarily agree with.
Right.
But once that's served and while it's being served, you have to still have contact with your team.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. You're literally, I'm sure you've done the research. You had the time. Right?
I haven't really done the research, and I don't know how many coaches in the history of the sport have been suspended, but to, again, in the middle of the season, not be around your team after I was there the whole preseason, I just think set the course for our team not to be successful. And now you're going beyond penalizing the head coach. You're penalizing the team, and that's what was wrong for the student athletes that we were coaching at the time.
What's this one played? What's Braden? What do you play?
I play basketball.
Yeah. Go ahead and put it right up there. Did you like having your dad around that year?
Yeah.
A couple of years. Yeah. Was he ever annoying?
Yes.
In what way?
A lot of ways.
But he got to go to your games, right? I mean, that must have been different and cool for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
He played football. He still plays football, and he plays basketball. I would have said that a year ago, Drew, he would have said his favorite sport was football, and that's completely flipped over the last year. When I was coaching at Louisville, this guy, when the game was going on, would be facing the fans and not the court, and now it's completely flipped, where he's turning around, he's following it, and I think basketball is slowly becoming his favorite sport. Am I right?
Yeah.
It is? So it's your number one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You looking forward to these games?
Yeah.
Which do you think is going to win?
I want Duke and University of Florida in my final.
Okay. All right.
Who's going to win it all then?
Duke.
Who'd you get to meet yesterday?
Cooper Flagg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did that go?
They were walking out the elevator to go to dinner, and I got a picture with Cooper.
Oh, he stopped himself there, huh?
Yeah,
that's good.
Braden
I like that.
Yeah, jumped in there and grabbed the selfie with him.
He probably didn't have a choice. He has to be a Bengals fan because of you, right? He gets no choice.
Yeah, he's a huge Bengals fan. Yep.
My mom is a Steelers fan, though, so I
rough.
go for both, whoever's winning.
True fair weather fan there.
That's great. Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me.
Big deal.